Make sure you already install VMware on your computer. And now let's see how to put the Ubuntu into VMware. So first of all, we are going to locate the VMware. You can click on the Start button and then type VMware, such as VM. And as you can see, the VMware Workstation Pro pops up, and just click on it. So this is the main VMware Workstation user interface. Now we are going to create a new image, the new virtual machine image for installing Ubuntu. So click on this plus sign. And here there are two options for us to pick. For us, let's use the recommended option, which is the typical option, and then click on next. So we don't need to change any settings besides here. We are going to add the installer disk image file, which is the ISO. That's the Ubuntu ISO we downloaded earlier. So first of all, we are going to organize our file. This is the folder, the downloads folder that contains the downloaded Ubuntu 26.04 ISO file. We are going to move this to a different place so we can easily locate this and put all the Ubuntu stuff in one place with the virtual machine. So I'm going to right-click on here and then select Cut. We are going to move this to a different directory. I will put this on desktop. For you, pick any location that you prefer. Any location you think is better for storing this stuff. And here I'll create a new folder and I call it Ubuntu, or such as Linux 165 class. Click on it. Since earlier we cut the Ubuntu image, now it's time to paste that file here. So right-click on the blank area and then select Paste. Now that image file has been pasted in this directory. And then next, we are going to open VMware user interface and then select. We're going to click the Browse button to select that image file. So I put that in the desktop and then Ubuntu directory, and this is that image. So you can double click on it or select it and then click on Open button. Now that image file has been successfully linked. We don't need to change anything else. Just click on Next. Put a name. I call it Ubuntu 26.04. For the username, I just called such as my name, MO. And then for the passcode, I'll use 123, 123. Confirm passcode, same, 123, 123. And after that, click on Next. For your username and passcode, pick a different one. Pick the username you preferred and pick a more complicated passcode. I use 123, 123, so it's easy for the video lessons. So click on Next. We don't need to change anything here. This is the virtual machine name. And then click on Next. Here, you're going to allocate the disk size for using this virtual machine. The default one is 20 gig. For our class, 20 gig is sufficient. If you want to use this Ubuntu with the virtual machine for more work, you may assign additional disk size, such as 1T, they all work. So here, I don't need to install lots of software. This is for learning for our class, so I just use the default setting, 20 gig. For store virtual disk as a single file, or split virtual disk into multiple files, in terms of usage, they are almost the same. The first one might be a little bit faster. The second one, you just put the system in partition files. So I use the default setting. Click on Next, and then use the default setting. Click on Finish. And now we create this virtual machine. So the message here shows that you are running this virtual machine with the side channel migrations enabled and blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about that. Click on OK. And the VMware is loading the Ubuntu now. It takes some time. So let's just wait. As you can see, Ubuntu installer has been loaded. It still takes a little bit more time to be fully loaded, and then we can install Ubuntu on this virtual machine. We can also click this check mark to close this bar. And now it's time to install the Ubuntu. So we use English, click on Next. And then accessibility, Ubuntu use these settings, click on Next. Of course, English keyboard, Next. And for now, I use the wired connection. If there's no internet, not a big deal. Just use the last option, do not connect to the internet. Click on Next. And then the next thing is install Ubuntu. Click on Next. And also the interactive installation. Click on Next. Default selection. Next. Here shows install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware. Let's click on that. Also check on the download and install support for additional media formats. Click on Next. Yeah, it's going to erase the disk and install Ubuntu. Don't worry, this won't erase your data in your computer. It's only erasing the data in this virtual box, which has nothing in it yet. Click on Next. No encryption. You can use encryption. It's a little bit slower. For the learning of the lessons, we don't need that encryption feature. So Next. And enter your name. I enter my name here. And then for the computer's name, I call it, and then your username. For the passcode, I use 123, 123, 123, 123. And you should use this option. You require my passcode to log in. And then click on Next. Select the time zone. Of course, we're in LA. If you're in different time zone, make sure to pick the corresponding one. Click on Next. And then click on Install. The installation may take about 15 to 20 minutes, depends on the speed of the computer. So here I just fast forward and skip the installation process. After about 20 minutes, the Ubuntu 26.04 is installed. Before start using it, let's restart it now. So we restart this in a virtual machine, not restarting our computer. So don't worry about if you have some work still open, it won't affect your computer. It's only inside the virtual machine. So click on Start Now. You see this virtual machine and the Ubuntu is restarting. And it won't take too much time. It can start running. Perfecto. The Ubuntu has been installed correctly, and now we are on the login page. So enter the username, which is here, and then the passcode. This passcode is 123123, and then hit enter key to log into your user account. Perfect. This is the main user interface for the desktop of Ubuntu. So click on Next and Next. And here we have two different modes. I will use the default mode. Feel free to check different theme. Click on Next and then Finish. So here is the desktop or the main user interface of the Ubuntu. This is the GUI, where GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. But the main reason we use Linux because we use the CLI, which stands for the Command Line Interface. Ubuntu support GUI, and this is one reason Ubuntu is popular. But besides Ubuntu, there are other distributions. Some of them may have GUI, some of them may not support GUI. But we pick Ubuntu to learn it. First, before learning the features in depth, I will show you one tool that we use the most, which is called a terminal. So click on the Start or called the Show Apps. And then over here, list the popular or commonly used applications. There's one called Terminal. In case you cannot find it, not a big deal. So in the search bar, you just search Terminal, T-E-R, and then you will see that terminal application. So click on it. We'll have the terminal window. This is similar to the command prompt in Windows or the terminal app in Mac. Next session, we are going to learn the basic commands for Linux.